So I watched a second film today, like I said I was going to do. I watched Tab Hunter Confidential, which I was unable to see when it was in theaters last year because obviously I was only watching films directed by women last year, so I didn't get to see this one. And it was one of the few films that I really had wanted to see, and I would have really dug seeing it in theaters. It was so beautifully made. It's directed by Jeffrey Schwarz, who also did I Am Divine, which is another documentary that I somehow haven't managed to see, but I think that one's on Netflix as well, so I'm going to catch up on that because Divine's amazing. I don't know if I said the title or not. This is Tab Hunter Confidential. It's a documentary. It's based on the book Tab Hunter Confidential, The Making of a Movie Star, which Tab Hunter wrote with Eddie Muller, the czar of noir. And that's actually a book. It's been out for, 10 years now, and I still haven't read that either because I'm just the worst at catching up on anything. But in it, he famously came out basically for I don't know if it was the first time, but he came out distinctly as gay and talked about the relationships that he had with other movie stars and other people that he had relationships with in a way that he had never done before. And so the documentary is sort of an adaptation of that, tracing how he got into Hollywood, what it was like to be like a closeted gay man in Hollywood, who he was seeing, the one woman that he almost married. That part made me really sad because it was very similar to Rock Hudson. I just recently read that Rock Hudson biography. I think it's called Rock Hudson, His Life or A Life. It's really good. It was written as he was dying, and he made sure all his people he was like in good places with spoke openly with the writer, and it's a beautiful book. But he talks about how he married his wife sort of as to try, and that's sort of what Tab Hunter was trying to do with this one actress. And they interview her, and basically she said, I loved him, but I wasn't gonna, be his beard, and so that didn't work out. And she didn't say it in a rude way. She says it in like, unfortunately, this we loved each other, but like not sexually, and it's not really gonna fly. And then Tab Hunter talks about dealing with working through his sexuality as a Catholic, and seeing how like he felt when he was with men he was sinning, but when he was with women he was lying to them, and both of that's terrible, and he's just in a very unhappy place. And so he traces sort of his journey of self-awareness and not realization, being okay with himself, as well as tracing the trajectory of his career. And I just thought it was really well made, and it really tackled the tail end of the star making factories of the old Hollywood studios, because this is the mid 50s. Made me want to watch more of his films. I know I didn't like the one I watched earlier today, but there's a few more that we showed, so I'm going to watch those probably on the app. And then I actually own Polyester, which is the John Waters film. Surprisingly, as a huge John Waters fan, I have not watched that one yet. But it came with the like Smell-O-Vision card, so I'm gonna try to use the Smell-O-Vision cards when I watch it because I have them, and hopefully they're not dead. Hopefully they still work. Anyways, I thought this was a great introspective documentary. I learned a lot about him. It really did, bits of it really did kind of feel like reading one of those old fan magazines, but like a truthful version of the fan magazine, if that makes sense. And I do recommend going through Internet Archive and like reading all the fan magazines if you can. They're fascinating, just fascinating. Let's see, what else was I gonna say? I'm sad I missed him when he was at the film festival a few years back, and I didn't, whatever film it was that TCMFF showed, I didn't see it. It was kind of a bummer looking back that I wish I had seen it and talked to him. I feel like I saw him on the red carpet and wasn't able to get a question from him. Red carpets are difficult, let me tell you. Anyways, Tab Hunter Confidential, it's on Netflix. It's probably a little too late to watch it for his birthday, unless you're on the East Coast or West Coast, in which case it's only 7, and you could still get this in before his birthday is over. But he's 85 today. This was just a great documentary. If you like film history, if you like Tab Hunter, if you like John Waters, if you are interested in the queer history of cinema, like any of these things, you should see this. Old Hollywood Docs period. It's just a great film. Again, it's Tab Hunter Confidential from 2015, and it was directed by Jeffrey Schwarz, and I highly recommend it. It is on Netflix. You should watch it.